wonderful young people. So Stage Right is Cadence Theater Company's program. We usually are in RPS high schools. We're in 4 high schools throughout the year, but this is the first time that we're in Dinwiddie. We love your high school. It's fantastic.
It's beautiful.
Yeah, my name is Lane Satterfield. So you guys know me as Lane.
And I'm Heather Fulks, another Stage Right teacher.
Yeah.
We want to tell you a little bit more about Stage Right itself. So that's W-R-I-T-E. We do like to make the pun.
Stage Right is a stage direction, but we're writing.
We're writing, so we are very pleased with that.
Yes.
That pun there. And like Lane mentioned, we are very focused on the workforce readiness component, and that will culminate in mock interviews, building resumes, as well as college essays. Another factor in the creative writing process, the college essays, writing prompts that are very much centered on the experience of the students, so things that are relevant to their own lives. And then the soft skills, the theater performance skills, which are really helping the students become better communicators and more awareness towards their body and their voices and how to carry themselves in the world.
One of the things that we do to try and track progress is that we have assessments. So the first one is based on SOLs, language SOLs, and from Monday to Thursday, their scores improved by 58%. Which is kind of amazing. So it makes us feel good. We're like, oh good, we're teaching them something, right? We also did a financial literacy assessment, just 10 questions, but you know, is it important to have a credit score? Why does GPA matter? Do I have a checking account? Just basic things that we feel like you guys should know as you go forward in life. And those scores from Monday to Thursday improved by 50%. And then the mock interview scores from Monday through to Thursday improved by 44%. So we're really, really happy with that.
Absolutely.
Yeah, we want to thank Gear Up. Thank you guys so much for having us here, especially Kristen. You've been amazing.
Yay!
Fantastic. Carly, Mr. Maxey, Mr. Johnson, thank you. Giuseppe's has been feeding us all week. I think I've gained 10 pounds, lost the weight, but it's been delicious. And then Jason Collins, Stephen Bernison, who's our videographer today, and then Matt Polson, who's our videographer for the college video essays and the PSAs. And he can't be here today, but he sends his love to you both.
All right.
All right, what are we going to see?
Well, today you are going to see the presentation from Sam and James based on the writing prompts, the creative writing prompts that we gave to them all week long. All right, without further ado, Sam and James, please take the stage.
I am a stage manager, an active member of my community, and I'm a fighter for what I believe in. Without these things, I wouldn't be the person I am today.
I am a student, a card player, and a Rubik's Cube solver. I call myself a student because I am still learning, a card player because I love to play cards, and a Rubik's Cube solver because I can solve a Rubik's Cube. A personal achievement.
I am a Cancer. I love my mom, cats, black olives, sushis, and simply caramel Twix. I am getting a black onyx ring for my class ring, just like my mom and my grandmother. I love Ava Allen, wrestling, and watching tennis. I'm looking forward to going to Bordeaux after senior year. I don't like judgmental people, but I love collecting emotions.
I am a Virgo. I love math, my family, dogs, cats, and the color white. I love Italian food and the song artist Weird Al Yankovic. I enjoy reading book series like Percy Jackson, Michael Vey, and Iron Druid. And I love playing cards.
It is my pleasure to share with you the public service announcements that our students have created. And these particular service announcements are geared towards the student body at Dinwiddie High School. And how we started this process is we started talking to Sam and James about lots of different issues. I mean, we had, about 2-3 dozen issues that we were facing, in the world, and then we narrowed it down little by little and tried to really focus in on what was going on here at their high school. So what we've done is we have not only addressed the issue, but we've also addressed ways we can combat this issue. So without further ado, we have the 2 PSAs that you will see here, and we're hoping that maybe they'll be shared with the student body in this upcoming school year.
Nice. Thank you, Kristen. You're welcome.
Rising 11th grader Jane took her life because her boyfriend sent private photos of her to his friends, which then they sent it to their friends, and it went viral.
Don't think you are immune. Cyberbullying is an epidemic and it's spreading fast.
Make sure you know how to protect yourself and others.
Report it and warn the victim.
Be mindful of what you share and what you allow others to capture.
Don't always respond immediately. Remember, sometimes your response can fuel the fire. Sharing isn't always caring.
One in 4 people are diagnosed with mental illness each year.
Just because you can't see something doesn't mean it's not real. Sometimes things are just below the surface.
Many people don't know how to start getting help.
If you see someone struggling, here are some things you can do.
Advise them to see a school therapist.
Start a support group.
Let them know you're there for them.
Reach out.
Speak up.
Delve a little deeper.
This is
I am. I'm sorry. Blaze praise. You guys got it.
My favorite place is the left wing of our high school stage. This is where, when standing there with the light shining on stage, it is the shadows, to which work gets done that no one ever knows about. There's a long stretch of place that allows someone to see the end of the world. The layers of curtains will hide anyone. You can always see the dark purple lights leaking from the dressing room hall. You can always smell the nerves and the adrenaline of actors and techies before a show. This wing is home to my best thoughts and my worst worries. This is where you can learn how quiet a person can get. Without this place, I wouldn't be who I am today.
My favorite place is my home. I wonder what it first looked like. On a bright, sunny day in the warm summer, there are bugs, 3 big trees, and green grass, maroon bricks, a black slate roof, and an above-ground pool. The smell of meat on the grill reminds me of my love for my family. My mom, dad, sister, grandmother, dog, and 2 cats all live here. Having a family is important to me because my family will love you no matter what. Even when my sister and I slam each other's fingers indoors, we still love each other.
I am from Ireland, the rolling hills of green eyes and freckles. I am the youngest of 2, expected to be mindful and kind. I'm known to tower over people like a skyscraper. I am an array of colors, from the brightest of yellows to the deepest pitch black of night. I am a bat, often misunderstood, but once you get to know them, they're pretty cool. I am a great old oak tree, standing tall. But when I fall, I'll destroy everything in my path. Some days I walk like a lion with so much pride, while others I walk like a mouse, quiet and oftentimes unnoticed.
I am the eldest of 2 from Europe with a 43.5-foot long family tree. I am 20 inches of Rubik's Cube solver, 20 inches of card player, 20 inches of pizza eater, and 7 inches of music listener. I am like my favorite color, white, because I brighten the moods of others. I am an eagle soaring high above the crowd. I am a tree, silent but growing. I walk slowly with my head forward.
I am stronger, not by body, but by mind. There was a point where I was weak, but it wasn't the end of time. Beginning with a time, 2012 was a year where I didn't have a steady home. A time where our first black president, Barack Obama, was given more time to lead America. Devastations of Hurricane Sandy wiped out 200 people on the East Coast, while in Sandy Hook Elementary, 26 people lost their lives from a deranged gunman who took his own. The rest of the world thought they would no longer be. Panic swept through almost every person, grabbing supplies to maybe be the last ones alive. The memory I will share is dark and often kept in a room that has no doors. You'll hear the silence that the room will hold, or you'll hear the screaming of a little girl. The cast is very small. There is me as an 11-year-old girl, my mother Angela, who always stands tall, my father Elvis, who could do no wrong, and my brother Christian, who to me at the time was the root of it all. There was also the helpers who loaned me and my mother a place to stay. There will always be a piece of me missing. Now that my family is not together and I'm from 2 different families, maybe one day I'll have a sense of home.
Next up, we are sharing with you the college essay videos. This is a fairly new method of helping students stand out above the rest of their applicants for colleges or for internships. And what's really exciting is, they're rising juniors, but what we did is we really tapped into who they are so that they will be able to use these videos in many different avenues and whatever they decide to pursue in the next step of life. So we've got Sam up first and then James's video.
I am from Black and White Converse, from Dr. Pepper and coffee. I am from the brick and brown house near the corner. I am from bowling on Saturdays in Green Eyes. I am from Angela and Edwards and Gilchrist. I am from the fidgeting and the stubbornness, from being discombobulated and calculated. I am from Petersburg, Ireland. I am from our dog loves me so much that she will protect me no matter what. I am from a storage unit in my grandfather's backyard. 3 parts of my identity are I am a stage manager, an active member in my community, and I fight for what I believe in. I would describe myself as calculated because I always think through what I'm going to do. I always weigh out my options and make sure that what I'm doing has the impact I want it to. I collect emotions. When people are feeling things around me, like sadness or anger, they have an effect on me. My favorite word is discombobulated. This is my favorite word because when I was younger, my mom used to call me discombobulated because I was always a messy and out-of-place kind of person. Even though now that I've become more grown and a little more organized, my mom, when my pockets aren't pushed in or I'm a little out of place, my mom will say, even though you're grown, you're still discombobulated. My favorite story as a child was The Lady in the Shoe. And even though The Lady in the Shoe wasn't about someone moving, I always felt like I was the lady in the shoe. We always jumped from house to house, and it felt like I was in a shoe that was always moving. I do not have a favorite color. A story I wish I was told as a child was that life throws you curveballs. I always thought that life was going to give me answers, but soon found out that's not the truth. I used to think that the world was against me, from moving from home to home to my parents' divorce. I always thought I was doing something to the world that it didn't like. I soon found out that no matter what happens to you, you can come out better than before. Personal development is important to me because without it, I can't grow as a person or a leader. I feel as though I'm the only chance my family has to be educated and have a career. Watch out, world. Here I come.
Life is a puzzle. I don't have it all figured out yet. I first tried to solve a Rubik's Cube in May 2018. It took less than 7 hours to accomplish this feat. After doing this, my enemy, the Rubik's Cube, could not hold me back anymore. Intelligent is a word I would use to describe myself. A reason why is because I am great at math. I like to solve problems in order to feel a sense of accomplishment. I'm an avid reader, and I love to play cards. One thing I find so engaging that it makes me lose all track of time is soccer. When I'm on the field, I try hard to do the best I can. Soccer captivates me just by the competitiveness of the game. I am able to play offense, defense, and midfield. The only position I do not want to play is goalie. All the bloody noses haunt me. I love many things in people. My mother, father, sister, grandmothers, grandfather, and many more. I do not know what I hate. I may not like things, but I don't hate anything. I don't have it all figured out yet, but I have mastered the Rubik's Cube.
Now you've heard individual pieces from both Sam and James. This next piece, this is a collaborative poem, and the focus was on making their language more descriptive. So we really focused in on metaphor and simile and imagery and concrete versus abstract. So together they are going to share their collaborative poem.
Anxiety is like a burgundy phone texting away. But happiness is like writing on a pink piece of paper and sleeping on a brown fluffy bed.
Love is like the turquoise water filling up a sky blue cup, while peace is what you drink from it.
Dear life, you give me my strongest and weakest points of myself. I am scared of what you will bring me. Although not too many people know I'm scared, you make me shake in my boots. Maybe one day I won't be scared of what you bring me, but that won't happen anytime soon. Sincerely, Experiment 2,000,001.
Dear bugs, insects, and spiders, get out of my life. I have too many bites because of you all. I'll stick my dog and 2 cats on you. Hatefully yours, your worst nightmare.
Dear younger self, I won't tell you the details because they're things you need to learn on your own. But I will tell you this. Don't let your anger and hate consume you. And don't blame everything on your mom. She has done things that you'll soon find out about. Sincerely, the person you become.
Dear younger me, you may think life is not bad. If so, then you're right. You may break an arm or sprain an ankle, but they'll both heal. A great thing you will do is that you will master the Rubik's Cube. Sincerely, your older self.
Dear future self, be proud of yourself no matter what. From the smallest things like getting out of bed to the big things like getting that job. No matter what, you're not a failure in my eyes. You've been through enough to know you'll always be okay. Love, your #1 fan.
Dear older me, could you please tell me if you passed college? What fun things did you do? Sincerely, your younger self.
So we have been putting them on the spot all week long. So if you would like to put them him on the spot. Sam loves it. James loves it. You guys can share. But these are some of the mock interview questions that we've been working on with that increase in scores. And also, you can ask them anything else about their experience with Stage Right and Gear Up that you would like to, or throw out one of those questions and let's see. They've had lots of practice with them. Anyone have a question they'd like to ask Sam or James? Sam or James? Chris?
Okay. Sam and James, what was your favorite thing of this week or last week?
My favorite thing, I'll go first.
She always goes first.
My favorite thing was definitely meeting Heather and Lane because I've definitely grown as a person and they are amazing people. That's my favorite thing.
That's so cool. We're going to get Sam involved with Cadence Theater next year because that's what she wants to do. That's what she has on her resume that we wrote is to be an assistant to a professional stage manager. So we're going to try and make that happen. And we're going to get you in Fourth Wall Student Leadership Group too. And we want James, but I don't know, he's on the fence. What about you, James?
I don't know. There were so many great things.
The games, the writing, the pepperoni pizza roll with black
Possibly that last
Yeah,
one.
right?
Possibly.
Yeah, he loves that one. He ordered that one 3 times. Well, one time you didn't get the black olives. Yeah, we've learned a lot about each other. In terms of likes and dislikes. Any other questions? Yeah.
Were you asked to do anything this past week that got you out of your comfort zone? Anything that you had to push yourself to do?
Yes.
An example, what was it?
I'd say possibly something a bit like this. A bit.
I understand.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, no, I don't think so.
Well, what's fun is Sam, as you probably gathered, is in theater. James is not, but he is an amazing actor.
He really is.
He is an amazing actor. And so we thought, oh, we're going to push James out of his comfort zone with the acting games, and not at all.
I really felt like he was
Not
just
into like,
thriving.
oh my God, it was amazing. Strong choices. I mean, I expected that from you, but we've just been saying on the drive home to Richmond, you're such an actor. You know what I mean? And you know, we were also saying that, yes, we're both theater artists, but we do presentations all the time. I mean, I'm constantly asking for money. You know what I mean? From Capital One or something like that. So it's not just actors or theater artists that do presentations. I'm sure you all do presentations all the time, right? So that's where these skills come in. Anything else?
We're dual hands at one point, did you?
I said, what is the one thing you learned about yourself? Just one thing.
That I like to write a lot.
Okay.
That my voice sounds different on video than it does.
Yeah, it does, for sure. Any other questions? Well, we want to thank you guys. It's been such an amazing pleasure. First, Kristen, we have a little tiny gift for you, so thank you for taking such good care of us. And then for you guys, you each have a little journal, so hopefully you're going to get the yellow, you're going to get the red. And also there are 2 tickets in there for Cadence's first show, The Wolves, which is about a girls' soccer team. And if you take one of your parents, because you've got 2 vouchers in there, just know that there is some content. It's not, I mean, it's fine for this age, but there are some issues there. It's not terrible, you know what I'm saying, but it's play, so it has conflict, you know what I mean? But that's a partnership with VCU, and then they can see the VCU stage, which would be really cool, because that might be a place that you guys go. Thank you all so much for having us here. Please have some snacks and stick around, and thanks for taking time out of your day to be with us. Thank you guys.